This is really more of a public service announcement than a review or a first impressions video. I just needed to let you all know that Stories Untold, a spooky, twisty-turny, experimental little game from Devolver Digital, is currently free until the 30th of May for everyone through the Epic Games launcher, which is of course also free to download and make an account. I urge you to download it. Now, I'm not just talking to gamers here. Literally anyone with a PC who loves storytelling in the same vein as Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, ghost stories, and all those other tales that slowly peel away the layers to reveal something else underneath should give this a try. I'll throw the specs to run this thing on screen now. It really isn't demanding at all, so any PC, laptop or Mac setup should be able to handle it. In terms of a review, I can't really tell you much except I loved it. This is one of those occasions where the less you know going in, the more you'll enjoy the experience, and I genuinely want everyone who plays it to experience it that way. The game only asks for a small time commitment as well. I clocked it in roughly an hour and a half and was fully engaged the entire time. To give you a brief overview, the game plays out like a classic text adventure mixed with some point and click mechanics, and it's broken down into 4 episodes. In each episode or scenario, you play a protagonist sitting at a desk with a computer in front of him or her. You cannot move around the space you're in. You can simply interact with the various pieces of equipment in front of you in game by using the actual equipment that is in front of you in the real world. This level of simplicity really helps to pull you in and engage you early on. As a player, you don't have to suspend much disbelief. It's easy to see yourself as the character when what you see on screen so closely resembles what you see in front of you in your actual surroundings. Each episode is roughly 15 to 20 minutes long, depending on how quickly you manage to figure out the solutions to the puzzles presented to you, and each episode falls into a subgenre of horror, sci-fi or thriller. Now don't worry, there aren't any out-and-out jump scares for those of you with a nervous disposition, but the game maintains a pretty solid sense of dread during a good portion of its short runtime. A feeling that something isn't quite right bubbles just under the surface, even when the game presents you with something mundane or ordinary. I only really have one minor issue with the game, and that's simply that the text adventure portions are quite specific when it comes to what they require you to type. Often I was given very little information and sat randomly typing away at actions I thought made logical sense, only for the game to repeatedly tell me it doesn't understand, until I managed to stumble upon the exact right phrase to progress me to the next situation. This slight frustration was immediately swept away though, when the game changed it up and started to present me with some great puzzles the further in I progressed. At one point I had some paper and a pen, making notes, working out Morse code and deciphering coordinates. I really can't say more without spoiling the game for those who choose to download it and experience it themselves, and I honestly urge you all to do so. If I can't convince you with this account of my positive experience, then surely this intro taken from the game that plays before each episode will win you over. Now I'm sure as soon as that music kicked in you closed my video and ran to download Stories Untold, but on the off chance you're still here, then thanks for watching. Please do go and check out the game. It's free via the Epic Games Store until 30th of May, and it really is a wonderful experience unlike most other games available today. Besides, it only asks for around an hour and a half of your time, and it fully respects every minute you give it. It's not like it's asking for 8 years of your life, only to ham-fist a rushed and embarrassing finale.